Solidarity was legalized in the 1980 and it had 10 million members in the 36 million countries, so you can see how popular it is. Even members of the Communist Party were signing up to the Solidarity Labor Union. The head of it was Lech Wałęsa. And because 90% of the communist economy was governmental, Solidarity was almost in every company and in every country. Also, Wrocław had a very big and active Solidarity organization. And this Wrocław Solidarity Group had its own bank account in the National Bank. National Bank was, of course, Communist Bank, and in that bank they kept 80 million Polish zlotys, which was more or less 3 million US dollars. The average salary in Poland at that time, just to show you the real meaning of this money, the average salary in Poland at that time was 20 to 25 US dollars a month. No matter if you were a professor, plumber, driver or a doctor. Yes. So you see how much it was. But it was in the Communist Bank. And the communists could block the access to this money. That's why local leaders of Solidarity wanted to pick it up. But to do it safely, so without any intervention of communist secret service, they did it in the quiet way. And even today it's impossible to pick up that much money in the quiet way. In the past, like today, you could not just step into the bank and ask for your 3 million US dollars, because bank would tell you to come again in 2 days. Bank must have time to prepare transaction and to collect the cash. And in those few days somebody could call, somebody was obliged to call somebody from the bank to Secret Service and inform them what Solidarity is doing with the money. And then the Communist Secret Service could stop them, could arrange robbery on the street, so money would be gone, or they could just make a story and arrest them for any reason. And money would be sent to the court deposit, so still in the communist hands. That's why it was very important to do it in a quiet way. And one of the Solidarity leaders was employee of the bank, and he went directly to the boss because he knew him and asked him for help. And he did it. Until very, very last moment, nobody in the bank knew who's coming to pick up that cash, which was waiting in the bank. Then at the special day, Solidarity guys arrived to the bank. One of them stayed in the car, 3 of them went up to pick up the cash. Then they went out carrying 3 big suitcases of Polish money. They sat back into the car. It was Fiat 126. Do you know this car? Tiny but big, you know. Then they were driving around to make sure that nobody followed them. Then they changed cars on the backyards of some buildings, and again they drove around to make sure, double sure that nobody followed them. And then finally they decided to hide the money here in the bishop's house. The Polish Catholic Church always supported Polish patriots. So during partition times in 1800s, during World War II and during communist regime, they always supported those who were fighting for independence. So it was like a natural address to come and ask for help. They also choose bishop to keep the money because they believed that he would not spend this money on girls, alcohol, you know, and stuff like that. But the most important reason why they chose bishop was that bishop was a high figure in the church. And Solidarity leaders believed that Secret Service officers would be afraid of searching this bishop. And they were right. Even though some officers were sure that money was hidden there, their supervisors said, no way, don't go inside. Why it's so important? Because 10 days after, General Jaruzelski got whole power in the country and he provided martial law. We had tanks and soldiers with Kalashnikov rifles, you know, on every corner. 10,000 Solidarity members were sent to prison. Many people had to hide, many people lost their jobs. And all the money Solidarity owned in Poland was confiscated because it was still kept in the national banks in other cities, you know. It was the only cash which left to survive this difficult period. And it was enough to support colleagues from other cities, to send money to Radom, Poznań, Warsaw, and also to support all those families who suddenly had no money to pay their bills. Later on in late 80s, when there was a very high inflation in the city, in Poland, the money started to lose the value. So to save it, Bishop illegally on the black market exchanged his money and bought US dollars.
Oh.
It was not easy, because all those transactions were black market transactions, and all those guys who used to sell foreign currencies illegally were collaborators of Secret Service. But none of them said a word about it. Yes? Then in the beginning of the 90s, what was left from the money was returned to the official labor union Solidarity, to the legal one, finally. More than 10 years ago, they made a film based on this story. The title of the film is 80 Million. It's a comedy action film with English subtitles. That's why I recommend it to watch. I'm sure you can, find it online and, download it, of course, legally. Yes.